So people ask me to be a little informal today, so I don't have my tie on, but still I'm wearing my jacket. It's always good to have a different look. I try my best to make sure that my audience are happy, people who listen to my shows actually enjoy the shows. So there's a saying that smiles and laughter happen to be a part of life, and smile and the world will smile with you, and cry and nobody will be there with you. So let's hit today's topic for the day. U visas. Very often people ask me, Mr. Gehi, I have an issue. I have been a victim of a crime. So even if you entered the United States legally or by crossing the border, you may be eligible for a U visa depending on the crime. So if you have been a victim of a serious crime, and I'm going to give a list of serious crimes over here which immigration has defined: abduction, abusive sexual contact, being held hostage, blackmail, domestic violence, extortion, false imprisonment, felonious assault, female genital mutilation, fraud and foreign labor, incest, involuntary servitude, kidnapping, manslaughter, murder, obstruction of justice, peonage, perjury, prostitution, rape, sexual assault, sexual exploitation, slave trade, stalking. So stop following people even if they look good. Be careful about that. That may be stalking. So torture, that's a very important thing which we are going to talk about. Trafficking, witness tampering, unlawful criminal restraint. So now these are common crimes which occur in day-to-day life. Let's take an example. If you are witnessing torture, and even if you're illegal, undocumented, you may be eligible for a U visa. Take an example about a nanny working in a household who is undocumented and she's being tortured by the employer on grounds that if you are going to report this matter to immigration, I'm going to get you deported. Now that is unacceptable under the law. One cannot use a person's undocumented legal status as a means of extortion. So now what we did over here is we explained to you that any form of extortion, kidnapping, rape, incest, murder, and any serious crime can help you to obtain a U visa. So now, what is the procedure for the U visa? The very first thing is that you should be a victim of a criminal activity. And above all, you have information about the crime or criminal activity. Of course, you have to know about the crime as to what happened. And you should fully cooperate with the law enforcement officials. If you do not cooperate, you cannot be eligible, which means you'll have to cooperate with the police or with the federal government or with any law enforcement authority. Now, it can also be like the Department of Labor. It can be anybody out there. So you have to be fully cooperating with them. Now, what happens is that, a lot of people who come to me, and actually I get a lot of calls from other states, Mr. Gehi, I am out of status over here, or I am undocumented, means I don't have papers. I am scared to report this matter to the police. You're doing injustice to yourself. Doesn't matter if you are out of status. That does not mean that a person can take unfair advantage of you. He cannot torture you. He cannot beat you up. That is against the canons of the American justice system. So, if you are in a situation wherein you have been a victim of crime, great news for you. Report the matter to the cops. report the matter to law enforcement authorities because you may qualify for the U visa. Now, how does the procedure begin? You go to the police officer. He accepts your complaint. Immediately retain an immigration lawyer. He will be filing documents with the detective or with the law enforcement official. He'll be signing some documents. I'm talking about the law enforcement official, the detective, or might be the captain of the police precinct. He will make sure that he signs that document. But remember that the person who signs it has to be a high-ranking official from that particular department. So after the police precinct, the captain signs it, then the lawyer will file the papers for you with immigration. And after that, if immigration feels that you are a victim of a serious crime and you did cooperate with law enforcement officials, and if you did report the crime, the good news for you is immigration may grant your U visa application. So the beauty of the U visa is that after you get the U visa, you can also qualify for the green card. So now let's take an example. You got your U visa. The good news is that your children can also qualify for a U visa as beneficiaries under the U2, U3, and the U4 categories as derivative beneficiaries. Means they get a benefit. What is the most common problem I see? The most common problem I see, and it's very normal and it's human, is Mr. Gehi, I am illegal and I'm undocumented, I have an order of deportation. Call our office, we will deal with them. But don't be scared to report an unscrupulous employer. Don't be scared to report a criminal activity which is very serious and that is going to harm the United States of America. We are here to help you. We are here to protect our country first. Doesn't matter whether you're legal, undocumented. I tell everybody, you should love the United States of America or you should not be living here. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask yourself what you can do for this country. And I'm a big believer in this great statement from John F. Kennedy. So, if you have witnessed a crime, bottom line is, call us, email us. It doesn't matter where you are located. You may be looking at the show in Chicago right now. You may be in Georgia. You may be in Alaska. Or you may be in Buffalo. The good news is that we've helped people from all of the United States who have witnessed criminal activities. There are times wherein I get calls, Mr. Gehi, I'm not reporting this particular crime because I'm scared. Call us, we'll work with you. We will also analyze the nature of the crime for you and let you know whether it's worth reporting. So the question remains is that you should not be scared, contact us, and I do understand your vulnerable situation, and I know victims generally are very scared to report, especially employers who take unfair advantage of them. They underpay them under labor laws and they treat them in a very, very, very kind of, unacceptable way. I'm just being very polite because I hate people who treat people in a very reprehensible manner. So you have to exercise your rights. Now, after you get the U visa, the good news is that you got your work permit. After you get a work permit, you may also be eligible for an advance parole that allows you to leave the country and come back. Great news. And above all, after your 3 years of physical presence in the United States, after your physical presence in the United States for more than 3 years, after you receive your U visa, you can also apply for your green card. Let's take an example. You came without a visa here. You've been a victim of crime now. You reported the crime and USCIS, that's United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, gave you the U visa. They approved your U visa application. Now, from the date of the approval of your application, if you've been physically present in the US for more than 3 years, great news for you. You can apply for your green card, and even your family members will be eligible for a green card. Isn't that fantastic? Now, the other good news is, after you become a green card holder, you can even apply for citizenship. And remember, even if you cross the border, you may be eligible for a U visa or for a green card, depending upon the facts and circumstances of your case. So the bottom line is, if you have been a victim of crime, and if it's a serious crime, especially the crimes that I described earlier, do not hesitate to call us, and we'll be happy to analyze your crime and see whether you may qualify for a U visa. And if you've been a U visa holder for more than 3 years, call us and let us apply for your green card. This is Attorney Naresh Gehi from Gehi and Associates with this wonderful topic on U visas. We'll be back again with our viewers next week, and we are going to discuss a fantastic topic with you. How is the visa bulletin moving under the family-based immigration category and under the employment-based immigration category? So next week's topic is going to be about the visa bulletin with Attorney Gehi. The instant program constitutes an attorney advertisement under the laws of the state of New York. Prior results do not guarantee future outcome. We'll be back again next Wednesday with Attorney Gehi. Stay tuned with Attorney Gehi in connection with your immigration matters.